Welcome everyone to this the next talk with Kostas let's see. I'm sorry, I actually have your stuff open up, and you will be talking about Microsoft Fabric and content safety analytics on metadata. So this is really cool. And Kostas, let me introduce Kostas Passadis is a solutions architect from EPAM Systems. He's also a cloud evangelist and specializing in hybrid and cloud technologies. And he has impressive credentials from all major cloud providers. And with a very calm and easygoing personality, he's constantly seeking to acquire new knowledge and share his own experiences and expertise. And so, with that, we welcome Kostas, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your introduction. I'm so happy and excited to be here. Welcome, everybody. Uh, my name is Konstantinos Kostas for short, Passadis, coming from Athens, Greece. Today, we're going to speak about an end-to-end workshop, which I have already built the most interesting and the time-consuming parts for us to save time. What we're going to see is how we can import custom metadata into pictures that we upload through a web UI into a storage account. This custom metadata on each picture is going to be analyzed with the help of Microsoft Fabric. So it's an end-to-end solution starting from a web interface built with React, container images, and let's have a quick look on the architecture. This is the architecture. So we have our React web app. It is a container coming from a container registry. We are saving the images, and we are triggering a function in C# that is communicate with content safety. The content safety API approves or blocks the content depending on the content itself. So should be violence, it is blocked. Should be something that is not of the categories that content safety checks, it will be approved. So this metadata, along with some user metadata that you're going to see, we're saving it as a CSV file with the help of Logic Apps, and then Microsoft Fabric helps us analyze what's going on with this data. It's a solution that can be utilized, for example, in learning platforms or in cases where minors are engaged. So I'm going to pass this very quickly. It is a presentation of what I have already done and some parts that we will do together. We have our environment, Visual Studio Code, running with AZCLI and core function tools. We can start a React app with the command that you are seeing, LPX create React app, my web app. I'm using Terraform that helps me build quickly my infrastructure. It's already built, as I told you earlier. Terraform init, of course, we have to initialize our providers. These two commands are optional, but I'm using them all the time. FMT allows me to have a nice indentation into my files and validate. Very, very useful in case we have some errors or something is wrong, it will inform us. Of course, the Terraform plan will do the same, and it will plan our infrastructure. It won't deploy it. Terraform apply will deploy our infrastructure, which we have to add a storage account name and the SAS token into the .env files for the React application, so it knows where to store the pictures that the users will upload. And then Azure Container Registry, two commands just to log in, and then we can see our registry name. We have to use Docker. I have already done this, build, and then we will push our app to Docker registry. This is the part that we're going to do together. We're going to deploy directly to web app from the Docker registry. Very, very useful and very nice. This is the interface that we are going to get. So we're going to upload photos, select some categories that will be stored as custom metadata into our pictures, along with the approved or blocked um, flag from the content safety endpoint. I'm not going to uh, spend time here. This is my contact details. You can contact me. Maybe I will have time to show you this also at the end. Let me reshare my screen from the start. Give me a moment, please, on that, because I'm using a virtual machine. I'm going to transfer you now to my workstation, where you'll be able to see the whole thing. Yeah, I think you can see my VS Code. So let's take it from the beginning. What I have done, I'm going to show you now what we have already here. We have our Azure subscription, of course. Here we have a resource group. I'm going to filter it out to the interesting subscription. So we have here our resource group. Let me visualize that for you. We have a logic app plan, the storage account, one that is accompanying the function apps, and the other one that it will be used for our content. We have the safety, the content safety endpoint, application insights and local analytics. I don't think that anyone does not use that. We have to use application insights because we get great insights on our solution. The logic apps is using a managed identity to connect to the storage account. And of course, we need an application service plan. Everything is declared through our Terraform file. I'm going to zoom in for you so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to zoom in once more. So yeah, let me show you quickly our Terraform files. So the main is the interesting file. Okay, it's just one file and it's very, very straightforward. I'm creating a random stream so I can have random names. I'm using a resource group in West Europe, log analytics and application insights. I'm getting the keys and the application ID. I'm building a container registry of the standard plan. We are creating a storage account. The course rules are very important because you're going to have trouble when the React app is trying to write into your storage account. So I have already included the course rules to allow everything. I could filter it to allow only from the URL of the React app, but it is okay. We're creating two containers, the uploads, where we are going to store the user photos, and the content, where we're going to store the CSV file with the custom metadata. The content safety resource, an app service plan with a function app, and the function app storage account. Of course, the function app itself, it is a .NET C# function that it is triggered once we have the images. Each image that is uploaded, it is a trigger. So I have already built my Docker image, so I'm going to push it now to our Azure Container Registry. I need something that I have to go to the directory that is holding our Docker file. Yeah, I think it's correct. Something I added that is not needed. It's the dot at the end because, of course, it's not needed. So Docker push. We have to be in the directory of the app. I was there, but the error was through because of the dot that I forgot to remove now. So it is pushing the React application image into our Docker container, into our Azure Container Registry. It won't take much time. The interesting part is that we are able to go directly to our container registry. Here it is. And in the repositories, we're going to find our image. I think it's already built. So let's see what Azure offers. We can go here to the three-dotted menu and we can deploy directly to a web app. This is very, very helpful for us to create our mod apps, I'm sorry, I'm going to name it mod app. So we don't have to do anything. Just click there, deploy to Azure Web App. Leave the resource group the same, it's okay. I can select my plan, create a new, of course, because the other one is for the function app. Let's name it bot app 02. and I'm going to add it into the same region, but everything else is deployed. You can see that it is selecting by default the standard plan. That's okay. It's not very expensive, but we can always scale down if we want to save on costs. Everything looks fine. The tagging is version 1. It is a best practice not to use always the latest tag, because you can use version 1, version 2, and then you can play around with different images, because maybe you need to make an update or you need to make a change. You don't have to always change the same image. You can use tagging version 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, so you can have various uh, images, variations, to say it correctly, of your images and play around. Now we could always use container apps, but I wanted you to see this menu that it is offered by Azure Container Registry, where we can deploy directly. Now, an important detail that it may look useful to you is the Logic Apps thing. The Logic App was very difficult for me to create, and I'm going to explain you why. When you have metadata on your storage account, it's not a problem. They are there. But when you want to do something with your custom metadata, then things get very complicated. What we have to do is we have to build a specific HTTP REST API call that I spent almost 2 days to find out how I'm going to build it. Finally, I was able to build it. And then we can grab with a for each function for each image into the storage container, grab the custom metadata, make it a variable, make it another variable for the moderation. So we have the categories that you saw in the web view. You're going to see it again. We're going to make a demo there. Create an array string, another array for the categories, and another array for the moderation. So this is for each image uploaded by the user. Then we are composing, you can see here, we're composing um, this, these variables, and we are creating a new CSV file. The new CSV file here is a new CSV table which updates a blob. We have the ability to create this logic where we're updating, but the first time we cannot update, we can create. So what's going on here? This will run only if the other fails. So the first time where the blob is not there, this one will fail. So this will run only if this fails. Very useful logic from logic apps, and that's why they are called logic apps. Let me show you again what is this thing. This part will run only if the previous one has failed. So the first time where the blob is not there, the CSV file, this part will fail. So it will create the blob for us, and each subsequent time it will update it. Once someone goes and deletes the CSV, it will rerun because this one will fail. This is the logic of the logic apps. Now the schedule can be whatever we want. We can do it recurring, sliding window. We will run it by hand. So I think our web app is ready. I don't want to save anything here. Our web app is ready. And the next thing that we're going to do is the function app. The function app is the C# trigger. Let me show you here our code. The code was taken initially from Azure documentation. The thing is that content safety, it is a very fresh resource, and we had changes very frequently. So I have to readjust the code each time that a new change came to the content safety resource. Now, for example, it was rejected and or approved, and now it is changed to rejected and accepted. Small details that you have to be aware of if you want to have your app working. It's a very straightforward trigger. you see that what it does, it is connecting to the storage account. It watches for changes into the uploads directory, container to say it better. And once it is triggered, it gets the response and it is storing it as custom metadata into each blob. This is what it does. I hope we don't have a change now to this endpoint. Let me see and build our function up. We have to go to the Azure menu. You will find it here into your workspace projects. And you have to you have to right click here. You have to deploy to web app. Let me find the menu. I want to deploy this. Into our web app, but it doesn't give me the menu that I want. Just give me a moment here. Yeah, this is our project. Deploy to web app. No, I'm sorry. I have to deploy to function app. This is why. Deploy to function app. It's going to bring a list up of our subscriptions. Be careful. You have to sign in from the command palette, and also don't forget to AZ login from your CLI. It discovered my function app resource, and now it will deploy this trigger. For our convenience, all environment variables are already there via um, the Terraform configuration file. Let me show you in the web app. If you go to environment variables, you will see that we have already set the content safety API endpoint, the key, automatically from the Terraform configuration. Because, as you may know, Terraform allows you to do that. Once you create a new resource, you are able to get the um, each variable from each new resource. You don't have to write it, you just refer to it, and it is getting into your resource whatever you want to do. So, for example, the content safety endpoint was inserted with this function, with this line, with this syntax, content safety endpoint. So go get it from our content safety endpoint resource. Okay, so we have our deployment ready. I think we are not missing something here. Let me open my React app. I think everything is there, and we should be able to see the web interface. Again, this solution can be used into various environments and various um, can be added as an add-on into various projects, especially when it has to do with minors or with uh, the need to flag content that could be inappropriate. And then you can perform analytics there and see what's going on with our uploads, for example. Okay, I choose content safety. It could be changed to anything else. So let's upload our photos. I'm going to uh, find some photos that I have already stored here. some safe photos. So this one is a safe photo. And I'm going to select, some categories, people and art. These are also stored as custom metadata into the blob. So Rita is uploaded. Let's go to the storage account and see what happened. Storage accounts. This is our storage account. The other one is used for the function app to store logs and telemetry in general. In the uploads, we should be able to see Rita here. There it is. And if I click on the file and go to the metadata, you can see that I have the category, it is people and art, the categories that we selected via the web interface, and we have already our moderation status. It is approved by content safety. That means that it is working, our trigger. I was a little bit scared with all the changes that are happening with AI and all the services in Azure. We have great people working into great projects, but changes are inevitable, especially when something is new. So let's see here a quick look on metrics and see that we uh, got a request. Total calls. Let's see, for example, total calls. It should be updated. Let's add a new metric. Uh, data in, maybe. Successful calls. No. Let's add data in. It's not yet updated, or it's too small, the data. Let's upload some more photos. Nice. Let's add this one. It's a little bit of a violence there. Okay. So if anyone of you feels not well seeing this kind of picture, I will request you to not look at it. It's not that violent, and you didn't show a lot of things. So let's change the categories to people and outside and society and submit. It is uploaded. Let's go out now. Let's make a refresh here. Yeah, we have already data. Total calls are 10, and we have 7.7 megabytes of data sent over to the content safety endpoint. Let's go back to the storage account and see what happened with this photograph that showed a couple of people, fighting each other. It is considered inappropriate content. Let's see here what's going on. You can see here that the category is what we selected as well. We have the moderation status as blocked, and we also have what is the threshold and the category of the issue here, of the content. Okay, there are 4 categories in content safety. It's violence, SEX, self-harm, and another one, I don't remember it. 4 categories with different thresholds. You can be very strict or regarding the content. I am very strict, and the severity level is 2, but it is blocked because we are very strict. We are not allowing any window of inappropriate content. So we have already 2 photos. Let's upload 2 more so we can have a little bit of data into our fabric. This is a funny one. It's always, I think that content safety recognizes that this is a funny picture, and yeah, it doesn't flag it as inappropriate. But let's see what's going to happen with this one again. It always is surprised me with this photo. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, it is approved. Yeah, it's approved. Anyway, probably content safety has a bit of a humor there. Let's add another one. It is self-harm and people outside. Yeah, let's leave it like that. 2 categories. So this is the web interface, right? This is what supposedly users were going to use to upload photos. So you have to have a mechanism in place to check the content, flag it, and you can do a lot of things with the metadata stuff. Now we have this one. Let's see what happened with metadata. Yeah, it is self-harm and violence, so it is blocked without any questions there. We have enough photos to start using our Logic app and analyze what happened, what are users uploading, where do we have most information about our categories, what do they upload, is the content blocked or approved, what's going on with our solution there. So let's go over to our Logic app. Again, we could have a trigger to run it every day, once a day, every night, once a month, once a week. Logic apps are very flexible regarding their schedules. I'm going to tell you a little bit here what I have done to make it faster, because it is quite a complex logic. I told you earlier, especially the REST call. In order to get this metadata, it is quite difficult to create it. You have to make a call, and you have to syntax it like this one. So this line only took me 2 days to find out, apart from apart from that. And I think that I have to add here something, because I forgot to do it. Yeah, let me do that for you. I need the token here, so I'm going to take it from the environment variables that I have for the React application. It is the front end, it is the .env, and it is this one. This one is the token. And I think I have to be very careful regarding the syntax. Yeah, it's this one. And it's starting from the SV. Yeah, starting from the SV. Imagine how many hours it took me to understand this, and why should I add this without the question mark, or with the question mark, and all that stuff. So this is the token. I think I have it correct. Yes, I think it is good. Yes, everything is good. So this is the REST API call. I don't think there is anywhere else that I must add it. I have changed the storage account name, and I have created a new API connection from Logic Apps to the storage account. So what I did, I just changed here the subscription name, the resource group name where it was needed. I created the same connection with the one that I created the first time. So what I did, I exported the first time this Logic app, and I just pasted the code here. So I didn't have to create it step by step via the Logic app designer. This is quite useful, and I'm glad that Logic Apps has the ability to do that, because this was the harder part of everything you are saying right now. So let's try to run our first workflow here. I think everything is good, and we're going to be successful. Let's hope. So what it's going to do, it's going to connect to the storage account using the managed identity. It has the permissions of Storage Blob Data Contributor, because once it get the blobs from the storage account that you saw earlier with the pictures, it will run this logic. So for each, get the metadata, add them into variables, the category and the moderation, create the arrays, create the logic to compose this data for us to be able to have it as a CSV variable and create later the CSV table. It is not easy to do that, again, because if you saw it, we have multi-line data into our storage accounts. And apart from separate metadata, we have also comma separated values inside each row. So that was also another challenge to separate this data. And yeah, I think it was good. Let's see what we have into the content container. Should be a CSV file. And it should have data. Yeah. So let's have a look here. And then we're off to Fabric. I think we are on time. Okay, this is our data, right? 2 columns, but we have multi-data into each column. So Fabric is our friend here that is allowing us to this now. It is app.fabric.microsoft.com. You can get it, I'm not sure, but you are going to need a trial license because it enables you to do more stuff and run the data science thing and all that nice stuff. I think this is the user I should use. And I need a password to enter here, please. Please let me add my password. It won't allow me to add my password, and I'm not happy about it. It probably has to do something with the live streaming, but okay. Okay, multi-factor. Yes. Now, for anyone that have already worked with Synapse or similar data, you won't be find it hard to connect your pipeline to a source and destination sync. We have our workspace here. We have created a new workspace, and we need a data warehouse. Let me see if I'm correct about it. Yeah, this is the one. Yes, we need a new lake house here. Okay, you have to create a new lake house because you will not be able to create the semantic model. I'm going to sign out and connect with another account, but I don't think we will be able to see that part. Let me try. I'm not sure that we will be able, but I will be able to show you what we're going to do, what we're going to achieve. I think this is the user. And here I have to go to Fabric, Data Warehouse. Yes, this is. So let's go over directly to our copy pipeline. We have to build the pipeline, right? What we need to do is to connect the Fabric workspace with our storage account so it will be able to grab the interesting CSV. I have already here our pipeline. So what we can do is we can change the source and create a new connection for our storage account. Storage blob. And I need just the account key. So from the storage account, get me the account key. Get me the account key and put it here. Update. Yeah, I have to change, I think, the storage account name. I think. And afterwards, once it gets this CSV data, it is running a Python script, a Python notebook to say it better, that is, let me show you what that notebook does. It's the Python analysis. This is a very, very easy thing to do. You just use Python and a notebook directly into the pipeline. So it gets the files that you have imported from the pipeline, and it makes the split over the categories multi-value rows. So you don't have to worry about the comma separated values into your CSV. So that's all. Let me see if the copy pipeline. Yeah, we have to create a new connection here. The storage account. Blob. Yeah, blob. The account name or URL is, I'm going to get it from the endpoint. Here. The blob service is this one. Authentication account key. And I can get this key. Now copy into my pipeline. Connect. And it is ready. I can now run the pipeline. It will create two files. It will create the file into CSV, and then the Python notebook will create a secondary file. So once we are able to see the secondary file, which will be the, let me show you. It will be, let's go over to the Lakehouse and see it better. We will have these files. Refresh. I think it's this one. Yeah. First file, and this is the second file. So once we have the files, we're creating. Yes, we are creating a semantic model and then we are able to perform analysis directly. As you can see, we have the split here, and what we are going to get, I'm not going to um, get more time from you. I'm going to see what's going on here. So I really hope you liked it, and I think I try to make it as more as understandable as possible. Usually, when you put the effort, you are getting some nice stuff. So after the data has come into our Fabric Lakehouse, and we the transformation, we are able to create nice visualization through the Fabric resource, because this is the future of data analytics, guys. You know it. A managed resource that offers everything, and the new things are coming almost every week. So thank you very much, guys. I think I can close now. If you have any questions, I'm here for you.
Yeah. We have about 3 minutes, so if anybody has question, although I think I did see a question and I posted on the, you can find on the Q&A. So here, Kostas, Maxims Talakis asked this question: what component is responsible to set picture status, and what AI model moderate the photos?
The AI model was the content safety endpoint, and the resource is named content safety. So you can also use it for you to understand how it works through this content safety studio, but I created it directly from Terraform, and I was able to communicate with it via the API endpoints. So it's the content safety resource. And the first part of the question, could you please rephrase it for me?
Let's see.
Okay, I can
Okay.
see it. I'm sorry. What component is responsible to set picture status? Yeah, the first component is the user input, that he is selecting the categories. So it's a way for users to add some extra data into the blob. And the secondary is the content safety. So we have metadata of the user and the content safety blocked or approved, and why it is blocked in case it was blocked. I thought that, I think that I
Oh,
answered that.
okay. I guess Maxims, if you have more question, you can. We still have like a minute, and 10 seconds left. If anybody has
Okay.
question on Maxims, you want to, uh, augment your question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for being
yeah,
here.
yeah. I'm
It
not
was
seeing anybody
an honor
asking.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Here are my details. You can contact me for anything that you want to. Uh, you can find my solution in GitHub. Don't hesitate to contact me for anything. You can find more solutions on AI and Azure integration. Have a great day, guys, and
Great.
thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Bye bye.